Effie sighed. Oh, if we could only say no! This Fiona sounds a difficult case. Effie could not imagine any lady refusing even one offer. Nonsense, said Amy. I'm sure all she needs is a firm hand. How much more difficult our task would seem if the girl was an antidote and not capable of attracting any suitors at all. Let me see. The Burgesses are very hard on her. They say she is bold and brazen. Dear me, slut-on't, we shall come about. Do not use foul language, Amy, said Effie primly. Amy reddened and muttered, sorry, and then fell to studying the letter again. They do sound desperate. They will call here on January the 14th. That's about a fortnight hence, and if they find us and the accommodation suitable, they will deposit Fiona with us. So soon? Wailed Effie. Can't be soon enough, said Amy robustly. Only think, not so long ago we had very little money and no servants. Now we have a whole house full of servants to be paid on quarter day, and no money at all, finished Effie in a hollow voice. How could we manage to get through so much? Because we are in society, said Amy, and just being in takes a deal of money. Why, even when our last client paid up, we had little compared to others. What if the gentlemen who think nothing of losing £30,000 of an evening at White's? They are gentlemen, said Effie repressively. It is only the ladies who know how to balance the books, and that is why the gentlemen marry us. Oh, really? Said Amy cynically. I thought it was because they wanted a legitimate ride at home instead of playing the beast with two bags around the brothels. Have you ever considered how many of our pinks of the ton must be Frenchified? Amy! Screeched Effie, clapping her hands over her ears. Frenchified was cant for contracting venereal disease. Amy paid her no heed. Mr. Haddon calls today. He will be glad to hear our news. Effie dropped her hands. Mr. Haddon, why did you not warn me? Mr. Haddon was a nabob and a friend of the sisters. Effie was always sure Mr. Haddon was on the point of proposing to her, an assumption which never failed to infuriate Amy. I must see Mamselle Yvette right away, said Effie, getting out of bed. She must finish that scarlet merino gown for me directly. Mamselle Yvette was another of the sisters' extravagances, a resident French dressmaker. Mr. Haddon is an old friend, said Amy sulkily. No need to primp and fuss. There is always need, said Effie, pulling on a lacy wrapper. She then gently removed a confection of a nightcap to reveal a headful of curl papers. My efforts have not been in vain in the past. To think I could have been married, were it not for— Ah, well, no use crying over spilt milk. Amy flapped her large feet in embarrassment. Effie always claimed that her single state was due to her determination not to desert Amy, but it was Amy who had been nagged out of accepting two respectable proposals by Effie, a fact that Amy, who did not think much of herself, often forgot. She wrapped her shawl more tightly about her shoulders, for her thin muslin gown was not adequate protection against the winter draughts which whistled under every door of the house in Hollis Street. Yvette, the French dressmaker, had tried to persuade Amy to adopt the new military style of dress for ladies, feeling that a more mannish mode of dress would flatter Amy's flat figure. But Amy, after reluctantly agreeing to the making of two gowns, became convinced that if she dressed in a young fashion, then she would look young, so her gown was of pink muslin with a low neckline and little puffed sleeves. She sighed and went up to inspect the household books and to see if any more extravagances could be pared from the budget. And yet the expenditure of the Tribble sisters seemed downright parsimonious compared to that of other members of the ton. The Prince Regent's capacity for spending money was shared by the whole of society. A hostess who was in the grip of one of the latest crazes of interior design and wanted her whole house done over in the Egyptian mode thought nothing of piling all the old furniture, Sheraton, Chippendale, and Wyatt, onto the lawn and making a bonfire of it. To make a brave appearance riding in the park was far more important to a gentleman than his bank balance, and aristocrats like the humpbacked Lord Sefton cheerfully paid 1,000 guineas at Tattersall's for a thoroughbred.